Maurizio Gugelmin leads them up the hill towards the start gantry. The green flag flies, and Maurizio Gugelmin heads them down towards turn number 1 with teammate Mark Blundell right behind him. And both of these Pac West drivers will be anxious not to get into any sort of trouble. You're watching from Michael Andretti now in 5th place, gets a bit crossed up on the curve, and Dario Franchitti is right ahead of him.
Yeah, and taking a very wide line through that corner, careful to stay away from the normal racing line. There's an accident now at the back of the field. Gualter Salles has spun. Car in front of him is into the tyre wall on the inside of the racetrack. Difficult to pick out who that is at the moment.
Absolutely, yes. Car upside down on the far side there. Gualter Salles is the car nearest you in the picture, but still very difficult to determine what that car is on the other side. Well, could be Al Unser Jr. It looks like it's one of the Penske cars, yes, and we think that it's Al Unser Jr. who has been flicked upside down. The safety crews, and you can just see some movement under the car there, which is a good sign, but obviously a very nasty incident. Let's see if we can see what happened. Al Unser Jr. and coming across the, well, he just made contact and then flicked across into the tyres. So not an exactly a very high speed impact, but it was just a very unfortunate incident, and which threw the car upside down. But you think Jeremy, car number 3, we reckon?
Yeah, can't really see a number as yet, but there we'll see. There's the kart safety team there right on the spot, making sure that whoever it is in there is okay. We're hearing word that it's Paul Tracy, and there is Roger Penske, the team owner, looking somewhat concerned, obviously, in the pits.
Yeah, well, that's a very nasty looking incident indeed, and so the car upside down and the crew going to work as quickly as possible, but of course they will take their time here and just hope that things are all right. They won't be in a rush to turn this thing back on onto its wheels in case there's been any neck injury.
Yeah, and making sure too that there is no fuel leaking out. That'll be one of the first concerns of the kart safety team. They really are very, very experienced, these guys, and they're extremely good at their job. And once they've ascertained there's no direct problem, then they will turn the car over and allow Paul to get out of the car. But there we see Gualter spinning really on his own, and the two Penskes there, quite a margin behind him. Paul Tracy elects to go to the inside of the corner. As you can see, Salles spinning, but then Salles comes right back across him, and Paul has absolutely nowhere to go.
No, that's right. Then it slides across the grass, but it's when it hits the tyres that it gets flicked up into the air and just rolls over onto the roll hoop just behind the driver's head, which of course is there to protect the driver in that incident, and hopefully that will have done its work. Didn't look as though it dug in too much, and now you see they're just being very, very careful to get that car back down again and not to jolt it too much. And of course it is critical in this sort of situation. There could have been just a nasty knock to the neck, and they have to be so careful. Good job done there by the kart safety team, not rushing in and panicking, which we've seen in some events in the past, not necessarily in this championship, but it's very important that time is taken. There is Paul Tracy, and he's clambering out of the car, and that's a great sign. And we've just heard that the crew is actually getting his backup car ready.
Bit of wishful thinking there. I think the race has already started, so